Every Friday at 9 Pacific, I host a 1-hour Does It Pencil Masterclass. Every week, I present a topic on how to make better decisions about money. You can listen to our podcast on YouTube or Spotify, or you can join us by checking out the link at doesitpencil.com/masterclass. And I used to live in the city. I lived up on top of Capitol Hill, and I lived at Green Lake. I lived in West Seattle. And that was most of the 90s, which were my 30s. And lots of changes and all that kind of thing. So I went to the AI this morning. This is not the paid chat GPT. I just went to the Microsoft one, where I think it's called Copilot. And I just typed in, what are the future of Seattle real estate prices? Or what is the future of Seattle real estate prices? That's all I wrote. And it was interesting what came up. So what it said was, right now, there's a net out-migration, citizens of the city of Seattle, and they're going to Bellingham and Portland. Now, why they're going to Portland, I have no idea, but that's just what the thing said. And then I said, what's the anticipated future appreciation of homes in Seattle? And the AI said about 1.5% per year. Okay. So let's just pause there for a second, okay? I don't think AI is political. I could be wrong. But, that's what the AI is saying. And if we go back to before the COVID time, it was a pretty common talking point that your house will appreciate at about 3% per year, okay? So if I'm a seller and I'm sitting on, let's just say $1 million in equity, just pick a number, easy. Because right now the median price in Seattle is $935. If I could take that money and put it in a bond earning 6%, I'm making $60,000 a year instead of $12,000 on market appreciation. Okay? That's a big difference of cash money in my pocket. And if I can take that money and rent for less than $5,000 a month, which I still can, I'm financially a lot better off than sitting on that equity and not having to do anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
That's not what your mortgage payment is, I think.
Well, if you're going to rebuy, but if you're downsizing, you want to just rent,
You're going to rent some room, okay.
I'm not saying a room. You can rent a decent apartment around for $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000. That's not hard to do.
I just had this conversation yesterday on the phone with a client who, it's her aunt's house who's gone into assisted living now, and she knows about the journey. And I've been trying to get her to sell this house that's just sitting there forever, and she just wants to rent it. She's worried about, the values. She wants to get all the value out of it. I might call her back up today and tell her what you just said, because that's brilliant. And I keep warning her against renting it because she's in Tennessee and she doesn't know who these renters are going to be and whether they destroy the house and whether they'll pay rent, whether they'll leave, and she wants them to. And it's like, it's a hot mess. And, you're right. If she just sold the house and reinvested the money, she'll make way more than sitting on it. Even if we get 4% here in Kitsap County, she's still going to make way more.
Yeah, right now in the bond markets, and bonds are pretty safe, you can earn 6% pretty easily. Okay, well, that's 4 times more. That's a 4x return versus what the AI says you're going to get on appreciation in real estate in Seattle homes right now. Now, you don't have to agree with me, and I'm not saying don't buy houses. What I'm saying is there's ways that we can be in discussions with people who are just making their decisions based on wishy-washy feelings, partisan media, and they don't have someone who can sit down with them and say, look, I'm going to be very agnostic about this, okay? Here's a piece of data. Here's a piece of data, okay? 6 is bigger than 1.5. What do you think? Okay? I mean, I'm not going to get into how you sell people stuff today. That's not my point. But my point is, and I'm glad you brought this up, Kelly, is that we are so inundated right now as a society by this media, and I'll say again, by these goddamn things, that's all we know to be true. And so few of us I guess are skeptics like me, and I go, well, that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to check that out. So I do.